Okay, so I told you I lived and worked downtown Manhattan during 9/11 when the buildings came down. I was in the building in '93 when the bomb went off in the parking garage. I had a bank. I had Chase Manhattan Bank downtown. I had a safe deposit box in the bank. When the towers came down, at the bottom of the towers, at the bottom of the rubble, was the safe deposit boxes. Chase called me and said, you know what? They're all gone. Everything's, forget it. Don't even bother with it. 2 years after that, they called and said, we've located about 15 or 20 boxes. Would you like to come ID it? I do. I show up at a parking garage somewhere in Lower Manhattan with wives, crying kids, because they're there to identify daddy's stuff. It was emotional, heart-wrenching. It was my box. I've looked in the box. I haven't taken stuff out, but I'm going to take it out if you guys want to kind of hang out. I mean, this is dramatic. These are bills. This is money. This is currency right here. They're charred, just charred from the heat, from the water. Just look at this. They're falling apart. Here's some.
How much money was it?
Why would you have singles in there?
Yeah. Well, I didn't have money at the time, my friend. Let me show you something. Here's the difference between the two. Here's a dollar bill.
Shrunk.
Heat, yeah.
And from the heat and that. We had coins. Look at this. Look at this coin.
Wow, wow, wow.
This coin. We have a couple of these melted together. These are two melted together. Here's some 50-cent pieces melted together.
You got a spoon.
A baby spoon. My mom sent me my baby spoon.
That's so cute.
Before she passed away, she sent that. I put it in there. That's that. Some more dollars. Hold this up.
Look how small he got.
Curtis,
Shrinkitation.
Feel that.
Wow. And there's George Washington.
Oh, you see him right there.
Boomer. Only had dollars at the time, my friend.
I see
Only
that.
had dollars.
You weren't doing very well.
No, I wasn't.
No.
Look at this.
Not
Now
looking
you're a
good.
big star.
Silver dollar.
Why would you
You didn't see
even
that.
have a
You know,
safe
interestingly
deposit
enough,
box?
I had actually somebody send me one of my old Bengal helmets that they found
there.
2 years later.
What is that?
That's
a piece of a dollar. I
Yeah.
had some bonds in here. I think this was a bond.
That's a W-2.
It's a receipt from a bond, I think. Anyway, there it is. All right. That's but the emotion, Curtis.
Yeah.
The emotion. I mean, people were
Well, people
just
remember
falling
it was
apart.
the.
Wait a
Does
second.
this
Wait a
change?
second. What was this?
Dietl, that's yours. That's yours.
That's a Philly roll, Beau, Dietl. 100 on the top, singles on the bottom.
Does this change your mind at all? This is 500 feet from where they want to build.
In everyone's best interest, if the Muslims can be convinced to go over to state land, which obviously the state can then sell them at the appropriate value, so it's not a violation of church and state, everyone benefits. But if they dig in and they insist they have the right to build a mosque there, we do have a constitution. We have to defend their right to do that. As much as it would bother me, as much as I know it bothers the
Curtis,
families in Boomer and yourself who were
they
there.
don't have the right to do that.
I know,
but
I
if
know
they're
you're not.
moderate Muslims, and
I know you're not.
they want to promote peace and unity with the Muslim community, with the American community, the American people.
I know, but our president has set it off. It has become now an international issue. I know what's happening in the Middle East. I've been to all those countries. They're going to dig in and they're going to say, fund the mosque, build the mosque.
How good would this
and they're going
Iman
to give money for it.
How good would
The
this?
money's important.
How good would this Iman look if he came out and said, "I really want harmony.
Yes.
I'd like to get another
Well,
place,
He's
and
not
you know
gonna
what?
do
I
it.
love this country, and I want everyone to get along."
Why isn't he doing that?
That's
Why
not
isn't he
what's
doing
in
that?
his heart.
Well, I believe what Kimberly says. I don't think it's in his heart, but I also think that he's not just preaching to us. He's preaching to 1.3 billion of his kind, basically saying that, listen, this is what we want to do in this country. It's a free country, and we should be able to build this, and they are going to dig in. It is a political symbol now, folks. And that's the reality of it.
Isn't it?
It really
Is it a victory tower? Who said it? Andy Sullivan, or a
victory
construction guy
mosque,
called
he
it
said.
a
Victory
victory
mosque.
mosque? Or correct? I mean,
No,
is it
it's not a victory. Look, with the Americans leaving Iraq, the combat troops, every day Muslims are dying side by side with Americans in Afghanistan and Iraq.
That's right.
They're our allies. They're our friends. We brought 35,000 Iraqis who risked their lives as translators,
What's that got
as
to do with
supporters
this?
of America.
We
They are
understand
Muslims.
that.
They pray five times a
And
day
why
to
they
Mecca
can
and
pray, but
Medina.
can't they pray
And
a
they
couple of
would
blocks
probably
away?
be the
Can
ones
they
that would
not?
understand that the mosque should be moved to a
Eric,
more
there are some
appropriate
people
location.
some people believe that that's being built for one reason only, because of what happened on 9/11. And you want to know something? In the 7th century, when the head of the Muslims, what was his name, Muhammad, when he functionated there, when they took over different places, they built mosques after their victories. That's what people are thinking. That's what's happening right
this
there.
is not the Crusades where we go back
Well,
and
they're
forth.
back in
We
that
build
time.
a church, they build a mosque, we
Well,
build
that's
a
what's
church.
happening. People
It's not that any longer.
But guys, we're not talking about their right to build it. We agree with that.
We
that they
agree
have a
with the
right.
right
we
to
all
build.
agree they should be able to build.
Go ahead, Beau.
Where the sensitivity of where you're building it, and don't forget who is funding it.
Right.
I'm telling you right now, if you have rogue governments like
Where's my card?
Iran
Where's my card?
funding this thing, now you're going to have
Where's
all
my
sorts
card?
of other problems now
And-
that everybody's going to be dealing
And
with.
shame on us if we don't investigate and find out where the money is coming
How do
from.
you
There's
go-
nothing wrong with asking that
Curtis
question. If
Lewa,
they have
how do you
nothing to
go
hide, then
from
tell us.
$18,000 in the bank account 18 months, 19 months ago to $100 million mosque
troubling.
just a few months later? How do you do that?
Well, by the house of Fad. Those princes who are three-eyed cousin fornicators have enough money by themselves to fund one of
No
these
doubt,
mosques.
but are they
by
funding a
themselves.
mosque to promote Muslim American unity? Is that they're going to spend $100 million to do that? Or are they doing it because it's a symbol?
No, I don't think it's a symbol. It's, what is it, a symbol that we're an open
No,
society
that they
that's
beat us,
tolerant of
that
religion?
they won. It was an attack on American soil, and they got killed 3,000
Yeah, there's
Americans
tremendous passion
with a
coming from the
plastic
other
knife.
side.
With a
Kuwaiti?
plastic knife.
Then why are they our allies? Why are they working in solidarity with us? Why isn't it
Because
backing
they're
our treasury
afraid.
now?
Because they're afraid of the
hold on. I'm
radicals
gonna give
taking
them a-
them over and
Okay.
pulling them out.
I would
Guys,
say,
go ahead,
I
Beau.
would say it's a victory symbol to a very small number of radicals. That I will say.
Yes.
I think there's a
They
greater
happen to
good.
be the ones with the money?
Well, maybe so, but I would say there's
That's
a
it. We
greater
got to leave
good
it. We
that
got to
can
leave that
come
if you
out
want
of
to
it.
see more.